today I have a special unboxing video. A huge shout out to MTB Savant. He had recently done a video on going from coil back to air. I asked him some questions on the setup of his Megatower and how this would feel. And he basically, in a nutshell, said, give me your address, I'm gonna ship this out to you. It's here 4 days later, and I'm ready to unbox it. This is gonna be really cool. I haven't tried a coil shock yet on Megatower. I've just been running the Rockshox Super Deluxe Select Plus. I'm a rider of about 165 to 175 pounds, just depending on how much I eat, what day to the next. Alright, let's just unbox this thing. You don't have to listen to me ramble already. First spring. It's 500-pound spring. The moment of truth. Ha. MTB Savant. So let's see, yes, this is the Super Deluxe Ultimate. It has a 450-pound spring on here. I think this is the spring I'm gonna need too. This is way too cool. Thank you so much. I really cannot tell you how amazing this is. We'll give this a shot and see if it's worth having a coil and purchasing a coil. I do like the poppiness and the playfulness that this air shock gives this bike. It definitely comes alive on flowy terrain. I'm hoping that I don't lose too much of that with this. And I'm also hoping that I don't feel too much of the weight penalty when climbing. I'm gonna be honest as I can be, and let you know my truth. Without further ado, we're just gonna slap this bad boy on there. There she be. Well, goodbye air shock.
For now.
For now. We're gonna try something new.
Okay. 504 grams. And
That's still 60 centimeters.
1,000 grams.
Oh wow.
So
Yeah.
about 500 grams. That's over a pound.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
The thing that I've always noticed with the coil too is definitely is not going to be as easy to like get the bike off the ground
To
sort
pop.
of like last minute pop.
Yeah.
But you are glued to everything.
Yeah.
Like, you will not feel any lack of traction. Ever.
Totally, yeah.
Is this the first coil you're ever gonna run?
This is the first time I'm running a coil on this bike. My last bike had a coil.
Oh, did it?
So I had a Super Deluxe coil on my Reina SX, the 2017. We're gonna try it in the high setting and just do a direct.
I mean, I think for
Comparison.
comparison's sake, it's probably a good place to start. You know,
Yeah.
because you've been running it in high.
Right,
So you
keep the
eliminate-
geometry the same and just
Yeah.
feel the difference in the shock
Eliminate the
itself.
geometry from being a factor.
Yeah. Can you adjust the air pressure though?
Let's see. Yeah. We're gonna set the sag real quick. So we're gonna have a
Okay.
shock test. Now you are sitting at a wonderful
35.5.
35.5.
So yeah, literally just 1 pound.
Yeah.
Let's see. Just gotta make sure my car is locked.
I go for a little bit. I'm actually
Nice.
I'm trying to get to 200,000 for the year
Yeah.
by the end of the month.
Okay. Yeah, I gotta go to teach croquet later today. So it's gonna be a short ride for me, but.
Well, I got a bachelorette, 2-day bachelorette party.
Oh, okay. So you're gonna be driving for him?
Yeah.
Well. I took all the little square hits and just kind of rounded them off. That's kind of the first initial 100-foot feeling. Like over all these tiny little bumps that you probably can't see. Just kind of smooths it over. You don't feel so edgy. It's moving down there a little bit, but I don't really feel it moving when I'm pedaling either. So far it feels like it's got a lot of support in the middle of the stroke too. So it's not like squishing and bobbing very much at all. It feels like a tractor. It just gobbles anything up. You don't feel as active in the rear, moving over stuff.
Feel for it, right?
Yeah, it's really interesting. Like all of that little rough, rumbly stuff just almost isn't there. It's like being on this flatter ground. It just kind of erases it. And you stand up into the ledgy stuff, the sharper, pointy stuff, and push on the pedals. And it just smooths it out and gives you a platform to stand on that's not bouncing or bubbling. Some really chunky stuff here. Ooh. It's just gonna get harder too. Okay, well, I have to comment on the weight. I do definitely notice the weight. Even though there is weight, it's very stable, and the power isn't lost when you're generating it. It does feel like a slight bit of a anchor, but when you stand up over the technical, trickier bits, it doesn't move at all. It's completely glued. It's completely secure to the ground. The suspension works perfectly with it. So it literally just tractors over everything. Okay, let's take a little look here. Yeah, you too. Take care. All right, well, this is about as far as I'm going today. It was nice of Marcus to ride up with me. I do feel the weight difference, but I will say one thing about the weight is in the air shock when you're going over bumpy terrain, really steep, bumpy terrain, you can feel the shock moving inside of itself more so than the coil. You don't feel the coils moving. You can look down and you can see that it's working and it's moving, but it's so much more sensitive that you don't feel like there's stroke moving, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So it's very solid, very stable in the middle of its stroke, even when you're pressing hard up into ledges and you're expecting to use your suspension, but it just stays supportive and it doesn't rebound quickly. It doesn't bubble on you when you're encountering rapid hits. So that's really nice. It keeps it super smooth, super composed, kind of like a tractor. Like I said, I did feel the weight. I'm not gonna lie, 1 pound on a 34.5 pound bike makes it a 35.5 pound bike, and it's gonna be really nice to see what it does going downhill. I'm sure it's gonna help me quite a bit stability wise and just control. We'll see how much playful poppiness I have actually lost with this shock, and we'll actually noticeably feel. I'm not gonna ramble on forever, so let's go downhill and give it a shot. I'll speak as we go. Okay, here we go. Super choppy descent here. Wow. Whoa, super composed. Whoa. Much more momentum too. You can feel that extra pound. Very stable, very glued. Oh, everything is just carpet. Nice. Wow, that's pretty cool. Cool. Okay, a lot more momentum. A little bit more focused rider. It's like a
A little bit more like a mini downhill bike. Wow, it's just endless support. Alright. Oh! Holds the line good when you mess up. Feel much more like a freight train on this thing. Hard to talk and do this. Give me 2 seconds. Changed the whole bike though. Feels like a freight train. Okay. Harder to correct mistakes when you're going really, really fast. When you want to change direction. Momentum's kind of got you locked in. So I do feel that quite a bit. It's just so smooth though when you want it to be. Not near as poppy, that's for sure. Wow. It feels like I'm riding a different bike. Definitely a fun test, but I can already tell it's not quite for me. My bike's already a little too heavy, and though this is super comfortable and nice, I'd be a little bit faster and more in control with a lighter bike, especially because I've lost so much weight too. I'm about 165. I was 190 in October. Thank you. Yeah, this thing is a downhill freight train. It's been a really good test. Wow, it jumps really well. So stable. This. Couple little jumps here. Finish her off. Do my little coil versus air review. Phew. Yeah, this bike just does so well at speed. The coil helps quite a bit, but only for luxury. That's why they must call it the Deluxe. That's my conclusion. Back to air for me. Unless they make a ½ pound lighter coil shot. Oh, just want to say again, huge shout out to MTB Savant. You just saved me hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Deciding that this is just not quite the right thing for me. You gave me the chance to test it, and I thought maybe if I loved it, I'd offer to buy it from you, but it's just not quite what I'm looking for after today's ride. So I'll give it another shot. But for now, just thank you so much. I appreciate your kindness. Just from the bottom of my heart, thanks again, MTB Savant.